If you are deaf or hard of hearing, you have the right to effective communication with police or jails. What is effective communication? Communication that is clear enough to you so you get the same level of understanding that hearing people get. Clear communication for all important conversations when you are with the police or in jail. Examples of important conversations include filing a complaint, telling what happened if you were the victim of a crime or you witnessed the crime, if the police feel you did something wrong or broke the law, police telling you your rights, signing any papers, asking for a lawyer, understanding what the police write down, telling you the rules you must follow in jail, classes, activities, or jobs in jail, remember, the police will determine if you are safe before they do anything else. If the police think you are unsafe, they are allowed to wait on communication until you are deemed safe. If you get pulled over by the police, you should let them know you are deaf or hard of hearing and need effective communication for what is happening. It is important you explain what accommodations you need. For example, interpreters, writing notes, if it is dark outside, using a flashlight for clearer speech reading. Just explaining why, and the police will be more likely to provide. Do not argue with the police about it. Examples of how the police or the jail can make communication clear. Using deaf and hearing certified or PA registered sign language interpreters. Using communication access real-time translations, known as CART, or real-time captioning, a service in which a person uses a special machine to type everything that is said on a computer so you can read what others are saying. Using assistive listening devices, hearing equipment that makes it easier for you to hear what people are saying. If there's a lot of noise, you can ask for a room that is quieter so you're able to follow the meeting. If you do not understand, you can ask them to write it down so you can read it. If you are in jail for a long period of time, you can ask for flashing alarm clock, flashing fire alarm, closed caption TV. You can also ask for a TTY or a video phone to be able to contact people outside of jail, or a telephone with volume control. Sign language interpreter, CART, or other help for training programs, medical services, counseling services, and to understand how things work and the rules in jail. letting you know when it is time for meals, time to get your medicine, or see the doctor or another staff person at the jail, when mail arrives, or when you have visitors. Police and jails must ask for your opinion about what will help make communication clear. But they do not always have to use what you ask them to use for clear communication, whether it be interpreters, CART, or assistive listening devices. If they can find another way to communicate with you that you understand clearly, they can use this other way to communicate with you. If you try the help they offer and it does not work, you should let them know it is not working and they must give you better help. When you arrive at jail, you are responsible to inform the police officer that you are deaf or hard of hearing. Ask for what you need to make communication clear for you as soon as possible and tell more than one person. Carry a card in your wallet that explains you are deaf or hard of hearing and tells what you need for clear communication. Give this card to the officer at the same time you give your ID card. You can find an example of the card that says you are deaf or hard of hearing on a computer with internet access at Health Bridge's website. On that website, you can print a free card. You need to go to Accommodations, Deaf and Hard of Hearing, and you can print your own card. Place this card that says that you are deaf or hard of hearing and tells what you need for clear communication on your car visor. Move the visor so the police officer can see it when you are stopped. This is important to remember. If you are questioned by the police, do not nod your head unless you really understand what the police or other people say. Write down, you do not understand, if you do not understand. If you have a lawyer, tell your lawyer what you need for clear communication. If I need an interpreter, CART services, or an ALD, or amplification, it's very important to inform your attorney. If you use sign language and are arrested, ask the police to put your hands in handcuffs in front of your body so you can still communicate. The police may or may not agree to do this. It is their decision. If you are hard of hearing and rely on speech reading for clear communication, ask the speaker to stand in good light and do not eat and drink while talking to you. In Pennsylvania, interpreters must be certified. As a deaf or hard of hearing person, you may encounter an interpreter who is very skilled and meets your needs to clear communication. You have a right to request that person to interpret for you, but you must first sign a waiver stating that you are willing to accept this interpreter even though they are not certified. As they are interpreting, you realize you do not understand what is being said. You have the right to change your mind and ask for a certified interpreter. You will have to sign another form. These two forms are found on the internet at the Pennsylvania Office of Deaf and Hard of Hearing, ODHH. Go to the website and you can print out both forms. In an emergency, police may ask a family member or friend to act as an interpreter for you, but only for a crisis situation. Once the crisis is over, you have a right to a certified interpreter or other ways to make communication clear to you throughout your jail time or with courts or complaints. You have a right to contact 911 while in jail if you feel you have been discriminated against because you are deaf or hard of hearing in regards to communication or accommodations. You have the right to file a complaint. But first, you must follow the jail's grievance procedures. If you need more information or need help, please contact the Intake Unit at the Disability Rights Network of Pennsylvania, DRN. Phone number is 800-692-7443. Other option is TDD at 877-375-7139. Or you can email us at intake@drnpa.org. The Disability Rights Network was set up to advance, protect, and advocate for human, civil, and legal rights for people with disabilities who live in Pennsylvania. Since our time and money is limited, the Disability Rights Network cannot help every individual who needs help with advocacy and legal problems. The Disability Rights Network picks the cases that have the best chance to help as many people with disabilities as possible throughout PA. While we cannot help everyone, we do want to give everyone information and referral options. Important: these videos are for general information only. Just seeing these videos does not mean that the Disability Rights Network is your lawyer. Please understand these videos are not the same thing as talking with a lawyer about your specific problem. Please note, for information in alternative formats or a language different than English, contact the Disability Rights Network at This project is supported by a grant from the Pennsylvania Developmental Disabilities Council.